Welcome to part 3 of how to prepare for a job interview. This one is a dress code for women. Again, I'd like to thank JT for preparing this one for me. I was busy. She did a good job. Thanks to JT. Now, going forward, I've addressed several aspects of preparing for a job interview. The first one, if we recap, was your social interaction on the internet, as well as your body language, and the third one was your appearance and your dress code for men. Now this one is part 3, which will address the dress code for women, but also I want to talk a little bit about the self-esteem for women, especially, if I'm allowed to say this, women from the rural areas are deprived the opportunity to be their best, or otherwise they simply did not have the opportunity to look their best. The same applies to the guys. But let's hear what this one is taking us, where it is taking us. For women, I suggest you must be determined to improve your self-esteem. The world does not belong to men. It belongs to both men and women. Leaders must come from the male and the female species. So, your self-esteem and you are your way to achieving greatness, provided you understand your potential. So as a woman, or speaking from the perspective of understanding the perspective of a woman, do not let a low self-esteem ruin your life or your chances to succeed in life simply because your belief system is that the world belongs to men, or the business world, and the business world belongs to men. The way you think about yourself determines how you interact with others. What are some of those examples of low self-esteem aspects that might hinder your improvement in the business world or your opportunity to find a job as a woman and to become more proactive? The first one is, in your mind, you think nothing seems to go right. The second one is, you believe that most people do not like you. Or you believe that you are not attractive. Provided you think that way, you have defeated the purpose of becoming a good person. You choose something and then it turns out to be the worst one. It's your belief system. Again, you are afraid to converse with others for fear that what you say might not make sense. You feel swallowed up in a whirlpool of frustration. What's wrong with you? Oh, there could be a lot of things that are going on in your mind. And in the metropolitan areas, or in places like what we call highly industrialized areas, like in Gauteng, places like Gauteng or Durban and Cape Town, there's a progressive movement of not only youth but also women trying to make their voice heard. So if you are one of them, you must stop thinking that the world is closing in on you. Get determined to achieve what you desire. Stop blaming other people for your misfortunes. The world is not your problem. You are your own problem. So, from this moment on, you must begin to process your self-esteem. Use it as a tool to improve. Think the right way and determined to win. And you will win. But be prepared to sacrifice and fight the battle, because life is not a bed full of roses. Just remember that success never comes easily, and that is why determination is paramount. Men are more determined and competitive than women, but I think women should begin to take a leading role in showing their true colors in terms of fair or honest competition in order to show their potential. Oftentimes, one gets to the brink of success, and with just a little disappointment or setback, they lose heart and give up too easily or too soon. That is the attitude of a loser. A surefire candidate should never have a low or poor self-esteem. Always try and improve your self-esteem. That great things can happen to you, provided you are willing to persevere and work towards a specific goal. Without a high self-esteem, your life could rather be boring, or it could be boring. You must change your thinking and begin to see yourself on top of the world, or begin to see yourself as a contributor, not a receiver. Make a very special effort to be what you really want to be. You must decide what it is that you want to be. And to become the best, you need to lead. And the only way to lead is to take risks. You have to seriously decide either to remain in a miserable state of low self-esteem or acquire a self-esteem improvement program and develop the characteristics of a positive person and begin to conquer edges that conquer your positive belief or your potential in becoming the best you can be. So a low self-esteem could begin probably way back as a child when you were growing up. Those were you become influenced by a negative environment. The self-esteem confidence becomes eroded, and you succumb to the idea that you can never achieve success or anything that any person thinks less of. So you could have picked up this at school or in any environment where you grew up, in a family environment, or the person who grew you up, or the family that brought you up could also have an effect in your self-esteem. No wonder why you have so much you're full of resentment, because why you haven't seen the brighter side of life. Life is good. If that was your experience, it is time that you cut yourself loose from that mindset and start beginning a self-esteem improvement program. Start reading about life and successful people, biographies of females who have made it. You will soon discover that many of them have had actually poor self-esteem, or they come from worse backgrounds than you come from. So you must begin to challenge yourself. You must begin to educate yourself. Try and mix with people who are proactive, people who are progressive. Try and do things different from the rest of the other. Become a leader. It means do things that most people are afraid to do. And that's how you can challenge yourself. Become great only if you believe you can do things that other people are afraid to do. So low self-esteem has never helped anyone else to conquer adversity, and it will neither help you. It could only drive you to depression, anger, grudges, fear, hate, and then a poor competitive edge. In the private sector, we need women who have a competitive edge. And the competitive edge means the woman must be able to fight for a position, but you have to work hard to prove that you are equal to your peers who are male. Now, let's get to the issue of the dress code. Now, in terms of the dress code, you need to have a clean, professional looking appearance, like a professional lady. How would a dress send signals to people who are interviewing you? Let's start from the head to toe for women. First of all, never wear too much jewelry or makeup. One item of jewelry is enough. A small ring on one finger or a small earring is plentiful. No big loops, ladies. Makeup should be conservative, just plain powder and a simple makeup would do. No lipstick is appropriate at an interview. It is just not professional. The woman's suit should be wool, linen, or cotton polyester. This is from the woman's perspective. Stick with grey, navy, and medium blue, at least for the first interview. As for blouses, solid colors and natural fabrics such as cotton and silk look clean and professional. A scarf says a lot about the businesswoman. It is a powerful status symbol. Shoes should never be open toes and stay within 2.5-inch heels. Nothing faddish or multicolored. The color of your shoe should be the same or darker than your skirt. Pantyhose should always be neutral skin tone. Nothing outlandish unless you are interviewing in the fashion industry. A briefcase is an excellent choice for a businesswoman, but don't bring along your purse too. It looks awkward trying to juggle them around. You should choose either brown or burgundy, black or navy. Either one is fine. You do not want to ever distract the interviewer with your outfit or makeup or accessories. Lastly, but definitely not least, is your personal hygiene. Bad breath kills the interview. Dandruff, body odor, and dirty unmanicured nails do not give a good impression. When it comes to body odor, you are what you eat. If you consume a lot of garlic, onion, and junk food, not only will it show in your skin, but it will also seep through your pores. That is gross. Make sure you eat natural, healthy diet so that you smell pleasant. Pardon. I hope this is the bolts and the nuts of a dress code for women, as well as making sure that when you go out there, you present yourself like a pro, because you are going to become a future leader of the country or a future leader of your community. Therefore, if you are going to lead business, you are just as good as new. So enjoy yourself and have fun. Thank you for listening. And again, I appreciate what you are doing. Share it with your friends. Peace.